You know, they have these your mama jokes. Seriously, I remember these your mama jokes from back in the day. Is your mama's so stupid that she got stuck in a supermarket and she starved to death. فإن معرفة أحكامه الشرعية على وجهها يزيد في العقل وينمو فيه اللب وينمو به اللب, because knowing the legislative rulings of Allah in its proper form and context will increase in your intellectual ability, and it will also grow the essence within it. لكون معانيها أجل المعاني وآداب أجل أدب, because the meanings that you get from the understanding of the legislation of Allah is the most noble and the greatest of meanings, and the etiquettes are the best of etiquettes ever. ولأن الجزاء من جنس العمل, and because the reward is of the same kind as the same kind as the work or the deed itself. فكما استعمل عقله للعقل عن ربه, just like you use your mind so you may understand from your Lord, وَلِلتَّفَكُّرِ فِي آيَاتِهِ الَّتِي دَعَاهَا إِلَيْهَا, and because you're reflecting on the ayat that Allah invited you to, زَادَهُ مِنْ ذَلِكَ, Allah then will give you more intellectual capability. So what do we learn from this? We learn from this that the real intellectuals and the real intelligent people are those who best utilize their intelligence to understand the Quran and the Sunnah and to reflect on them. Anything other than that is utter stupidity. You can call it intellectualism all you want. You could call it academia all you want. You could pretend to be knowledgeable all you want. You could use the fanciest words and the most complex vocabulary. You could write the longest essays and novels. You could read the entire encyclopedias of the world. You could have all the doctorates, all the PhDs, all the masters in the world. If you don't understand the purpose of life, if you don't use this intellect to understand the Quran and the Sunnah, then you are stupid. Imagine how crazy that is. Because if you brought all of these achievements on Yawm al-Qiyamah and you stood before Allah and you don't have La ilaha illallah with you, you're not going to paradise. And if you somehow manage to live a life of 50, 40, 60, 40 to 60 years, whatever, and in your entire life you manage not to earn your salvation, and you manage to miss out on paradise and enter the hell forever, then what would you call this? You understand? That's like giving someone, not even, that's like giving someone, like that's someone being trapped. You know, they have these your mama jokes. Seriously, I remember these your mama jokes from back in the day. Is your mama's so stupid that she got stuck in a supermarket and she starved to death. It's like you being in a room full of food. You know what I'm saying? And then you starve to death. Like what? How? I mean, how? It doesn't even make sense. You have all the food, organic, non-organic, gluten-free, wheat, all types, whatever your diet may be. Everything is there. How do you manage to starve to death? You know what I'm saying? And that's really human beings. They live their entire life and they have one thing they need to figure out, which is their Lord. Okay, and they can still live life, they can still have a job, they can still be smart, they can still make, do business and earn money, and it's all good. It's nobody's telling them to retire from all of that. It's not like you go and retire and live on a mountain just worshiping your Lord. But still, you have an obligation to know your Lord, and either you find the wrong Lord, right, an entirely false God, or you don't find God at all. And you manage to live life like this, I'm sorry, but that's stupidity. And we hope and pray that Allah Azza wa Jal protects us and our loved ones and the people around us from being that silly. But that's what it boils down to. Whereas the average Muslim, the miskeen Muslim, who may not be the most intellectual in terms of the academia and even like life hacks, as they say, but the person knows this is halal, this is haram, this is Quran and Sunnah, I listen and obey, khalas. This person is a genius. He's a genius on the move. He's the real Einstein that no one knows. Our people don't even pay attention to, people dismiss them, but he is the actual genius of all times, because when it's all said and done, he's going to be chilling with some hur al-ain in some fancy location in Firdaus maybe, or anywhere in Jannah. Let's say he doesn't even make it to Firdaus. And he's going to see Allah every week on Fridays, and he's going to be having a blast and drinking wine and honey and water and shebang and, you know, going up and down, dreaming and making the dream come true, imagining and that materializing. And, you know, while people on the hellfire are burning and roasting and saying, رَبَّنَا أَخْرِجْنَا مِنْهَا فَإِنْ عُدْنَا فَإِنَّا ظَالِمِينَ, our Lord, take us out. If we go back, we are indeed oppressors. Allah will say, قَالَ اخْسَأُوا فِيهَا وَلَا تُكَلِّمُونَ, remain there and don't talk to me. You understand what I'm saying? You see the big difference. Talk about a distraction, guys. Huh? So you see the big difference, guys. It's wild. It's wild. Think about it. It's so wild. So are you smart? Are you smart? Because a lot of people use their intelligence to play around with the religion. This was like a black and white discussion about Muslims and non-Muslims. But if you look at the Muslim world on social media, the Muslim world in the da'wah field, then you will be perplexed as well. That a lot of the Muslims use their intelligence just to find ways around the religion, to find loopholes in what they consider to be loopholes, so they can justify their deviance, justify their wrongdoings, justify their errors, justify their deviant methodology, justify their false aqidah. And it's an ongoing list. Which reminds me, I need to talk about this, but we'll talk about it later, inshallah. Let's just finish what we're dealing with here. طيب, على كل حال, جزاكم الله خير. Where was I? I was here.